I'm Neil Hartman, and I teach 15 to 80, which is communication for leaders. I have been at Sloan for 31 years, believe it or not. You can probably tell by the gray hair, perhaps.
So my name's Imaan Kara, and I was a TA for Comms Lab, which means I technically worked with a bunch of professors, but Cara Blackburn was my main professor, and I loved her.
My name is Cara Blackburn, and I teach 15 to 80 communications for leaders in the core semester. Well, the thing that Competitive Edge does is it helps students, no matter where they came from, understand what it's like to prepare for and engage in the MIT Sloan academic environment. And that's very different from any other academic you came from, whether it's based in the US or internationally, or from any industry setting, obviously. And so Competitive Edge is really customized to help students get ready for the MIT Sloan classroom experience.
Of course, we often are going to call on people who have their hands raised or whatever, but many of us are also very, very comfortable in using a technique that we call cold calling. And that can happen at any time during the class. You may be in a class from, say, 1 to 2:30, and at 2:20, you're thinking, I've made it through this class without being cold called, and all of a sudden the professor says, and Sandra, what do you think about?
Participation and that being a part of your grade, be it in case method classes or beyond, is tough. And a big adjustment, especially I think for people who didn't have an American undergrad experience. I had chats with people who were in the Competitive Edge sessions with me, and all of them that I spoke to, I will say, agreed with me that it gave them a bit more confidence to participate, especially when they were being cold called or something like that. I think that this was a very valuable tool that got me comfortable in a, dare I say, safe space, low stakes environment to just figure out how to contribute, what the best way to actually interject was, building up just the pure confidence to think that you have something valuable to say. And I think Cara, who ran mine, and the other professors were very good at very practical advice on language and appropriate etiquette for how you could do it well, but also I think gave a very realistic example of how the case would be taught, which made it feel like a real simulation.
And we also have the input of second-year students who have gone through their first course semester and who give guidance on how to get through it, preparing well, engaging well, and working with the faculty.
I would also say, even if you understand the case method and are familiar with it, you come into orientation with some familiar faces. You get to ease in without that big, overwhelming ocean experience. And even if you're someone who isn't shy or whatever, I still think there's a comfort of coming in with a little bit of experience. So to me, it's worst case, you make some friends. Best case, you make some friends and you are more capable academically and are ready to contribute more. So I kind of think it's a no-brainer, personally.